Hello, my name's Karen Edwards and I'm a storyteller from Carnlough in County Antrim. Not far from where I live, there's a mountain called Slemish. And long ago, at the foot of that mountain, lived a little girl called Molly Maguire. She lived on a farm with her father John Joe and her mother Mary, but she was what they call a thran sort of a child. She would never do what she was told. She would never help around the farm. She would never help with the dishes or wear what she was asked to wear. Gosh, she was just hard work. And when Molly went to school, she had to walk 5 miles to school. And when she got there, she was so nasty that the other children teased her all the time. So when Molly came out of school, the way she got rid of her bad temper was she would stamp, stamp, stamp all the way home, not caring where or on what she stamped. And half the time she'd be stamping on lovely fresh mushrooms. Well, one day when Molly had been teased really badly, she came out of school. Stamp, stamp, stamp. All of a sudden she heard a voice. For Pete's peppers, miss, would you stop that stamping? You're ruining all the good mushrooms. Would you stop it now? Molly looked, and there, under a tree, was a tiny little figure, all dressed in green, with a black leather belt and black shoes with silver buckles. Molly knew that it was a leprechaun, and she also knew that where there was a leprechaun, there was usually a pot of gold. So Molly rushed straight over to the little figure. She grabbed him by the throat. Tell me where the gold is. Tell me where the gold is. I'm not telling you anything. You're a horrible child. You don't deserve gold. It's love and friends and laughter you need. Well, Molly kept a tight hold of that leprechaun all the way home as she stamped on all the lovely mushrooms. And when she got to her home house, she went into the kitchen, and there didn't her mother have a big pot of boiling water in the stove because she was going to boil the tea towels. Now, you must never try this at home, but Molly dipped the toe of that leprechaun into the boiling water. I'll tell you where it is. It's where you found me. And just with that, Molly's mother came into the kitchen. What did I tell you? You know the rules. There's to be no leprechauns in the kitchen. Molly made for the front door, and as she did so, as she went to open the door, the leprechaun slithered free and ran off. Ha ha ha, you don't need gold, you need love and friends and laughter. I don't need you anymore. I know where the gold is. Molly went to her father's shed. She got John Joe's lucky shovel, and she set off for where she had found the leprechaun. She walked and walked and walked, and when she got there, she started to dig. Well, she dug and she dug and she dug all day until there was a huge hole and Molly was at the bottom of it. She hadn't found any gold, and what she hadn't noticed was that there were two little dragonflies, a little red dragonfly and a little blue dragonfly, and they were flying about, and they were tickling under Molly's chin and tickling her nose and tickling all round her face. And it was only when Molly realised that it was nearly dusk and that she was at the bottom of a hole with no way to get out that she paid any heed to those dragonflies. She sat down. She cried, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this hole? And the little dragonflies, they flew a little higher, and they flew a little higher, and a little higher. And somehow Molly followed those dragonflies right up to the edge of the hole, and she climbed out onto the ground above. The dragonflies led Molly home, and she was never as glad to be safe in her bed that night. Well, the next day, Molly got up. She went out into the garden. There was the red dragonfly and the blue dragonfly, and Molly played with them all day, and she forgot about being in a bad temper. John Joe couldn't believe the change in his daughter. She looked so happy. And from that day on, the dragonflies would follow Molly to school. And when it came lunchtime, she would go out into the playground. She would play with the dragonflies. She didn't even hear the other children teasing her. And because she didn't pay any attention, they just forgot and they stopped teasing Molly. Now, from that day on, when Molly did have a bad temper, she would take John Joe's shovel and she would go out into the back lane and she would just dig a hole. And when she had finished digging, more often than not, the temper was away. So John Joe decided he would put this to good use, and he got some daffodil bulbs, and he showed Molly how to plant the daffodil bulbs in the holes that she dug. And before too long, in the garden, Molly had a beautiful field of golden daffodils, and the dragonflies had a field of gold. Thank you.